it's a big show.
I must dig my dig in the mashed potatoes. Go Hogs.
It's a team sport. It's not a talent-based sport.
We got Bobby fucking Petrino back. If I'm honest with myself right now, it's a cool 12-0. Oh, look at that tornado. Baby, kegs and eggs.
Every day, man, we grind. We grind. Don't question us. Don't question who we are, what we do, or how we play. We're Vanderbilt men. Commodores Aikman, down!
I kept it for week one. I forgot to change it because I got way too goddamn drunk. This is the College Football Tailgate Big Show. This is week two. I'm XFL Jim, and that, my friends, is Erik, a.k.a. Uncle fucking Rico. What up, bud? What up? I hate the Lakers chiming in. Fuck Georgia State. All I can say after that last week.
Yeah. I mean, dude, what, 3 trips in the red zone, 10 points?
Yeah, absolutely brutal. Bobby Thomas coming in, MSU straight up.
Okay, in fairness, he went to MSU. He works at MSU. There's a little bit of homerism with our boy Bobby. Dude.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. And then sports facts, OK State is going to get killed today.
Well, dude, that's on brand for him.
That's fair. Yeah, I like it.
that's on brand for him.
Jeff, get the green salad of salvation today. Cash and tornadoes all day, every day. It's a beautiful slate of games for Saturday.
Before we get started, dude, I need to ask you something. Are you going live for Colorado?
I am going to be going live for Colorado, Nebraska.
Am I going to get the invite?
You're going to get the invite, Erik. Don't you worry about that.
I may pop in for a little bit. May show up with my dinner, my Miller Lights, watch a little football with my boy.
I might go get a couple more beers and just enjoy that game, being stressed out of my mind like crazy.
I mean, the bigger question is, my boy Wade asked if he could hop on for a little bit.
Oh, sure. Why not?
Expanding the Garage family.
I'll send him the link when I give it to you.
One person at a time.
Erik, first we must look back to look forward. Here's how we all did in week one.
Disgusting. I mean,
hey, not great for me either. 8 wins, 7 losses. Not a fantastic weekend for any of us. But I feel like that's how week one always goes.
But now, look, I'm not making excuses. You know what I mean? I'm never one to make excuses. But college football just comes down to a couple things. Like, I've had back-to-back weeks 2 plus 400 dogs or greater with a double-digit lead in the second half and leads in the fourth quarter, not win. You know, those are the type, and the Georgia State, those are the type of games that kind of make or break your season.
You're gonna get some positive regression going your way. Here's the overall season so far too.
Just in last place, dude. Just embarrassing, dude. I'm embarrassed by myself.
Oh, Erik, you got to do better, and I believe you will do better. Erik will improve.
I'll try, Coach.
I'm at 9. I'm at a cool 9-9, but still up because I've been hitting some dogs.
I've been running hills all week, dude, trying to get ready for this, man.
Any overarching things you want to discuss about the week 2 slate before we get into just the actual picks and the games and everything?
I think the big thing moving forward is, like, we need to remember when these teams from these, like, lower tier conferences do make a move up to the Power 4. You watched it with BYU when they transitioned to the Big 12. Now we're seeing it with SMU when they're transitioning to the ACC. There's a struggle. There's a little bit of time it's going to take for them to get used to that. So I think that's something we need to remember. SMU's been a dumpster fire. I watched a little bit of the game yesterday, not too much.
I caught it. It was a sloppy game. It was not a good game.
Now, when I did turn it on, Stone wasn't in. Did he get benched, hurt? Are they doing the dual?
They've been doing the dual. They said they were doing the dual thing again.
I hate that.
Yeah, not a fan of that move. Also, only one of us on this show is brave enough to take BYU plus 12. Should have sprinkled. I should have fucking sprinkled on that money line, dude. I'm very upset with myself that I didn't.
I mean, it's okay. It was a great read by you. I mean, honestly, like that's my main takeaway is just what I said before about making that jump up and just how much they've struggled.
We learned it last year when like UCF, Cincinnati, BYU, and Houston all joined the Big 12 and they all struggled against every team that wasn't themselves. I think we are learning a little bit about, I think overall, this is going to be a very educational week. We're going to learn a lot about Texas or Michigan. We're going to learn a lot about Oklahoma State here. We're going to learn a lot about Kansas State. We're going to learn a lot about Clemson. We're going to learn a lot about Oregon here. This is a very educational week of football for a lot of fan bases.
We're going to learn today. I mean, like, I'll be honest, like, I struggled with this slate. There's a lot.
It was
tough slate. But I was able to find some games. I got 5 games on like 7 total bets. So hopefully I can, play a little catch up and get a little bit closer to El Champion.
Let's see what we got. Let's get right into it. I'm using DraftKings just for the game, just because they have them all laid out very nicely. At 11 a.m., I'd say many would call this the game of the day. It's Texas at Michigan. Texas is a 6.5-point road favorite, over under 41.5, plus 195 on the money line for the Wolverines. Erik, what do you got?
I got Michigan here, plus 7 and plus 235 on the money line. Murphy and Sweat are gone for Texas. Are they going to be able to stop Michigan's run game after they graded out bad defense going against the run against the vaunted rushing attack of Colorado State? I don't think so. Can Texas score touchdowns when they're inside the red zone against this Michigan defense? I was reading this article, and Stark said the thing that really hurt them last year that he's concerned about this year was the non-threat of the running game closer and closer and closer to the goal line. They really haven't gotten that guy to replace Bijan Robinson. When you kind of look back at it, last year, especially in the game against Washington, they really couldn't move the ball running to set up the pass and relying on the pass so much in the red zone. Do we trust Ewers on the road? When we looked last year, there was that game against Oklahoma. They absolutely blew. They should have went perfect last year. Struggled at K-State. On the road, he hasn't been that good. Market overreaction. Michigan barely covered against Fresno State. They needed 2 pick sixes to win the game, not to win the game, but to score 30 points. I don't really know how much they showed Texas. I mean, dude, you played Colorado State. I mean, Jim, I think you and I could put up 30 points against that Colorado State defense. Michigan, slow pace, going to limit possessions. Everyone is trying to just make this Texas team something. I don't think they're that good. I think Michigan is going to be able to run in the interior of the Texas defensive line. That's going to open up the stuff in the middle for whoever's playing quarterback to pass. I'm going to take Michigan here, plus 7 and plus 235.
You brought something up at the end there that does make me a little worried for Michigan, is that whoever they have at quarterback, I don't know if I fully trust them.
But if they're able to run the ball, that's just going to open stuff up.
Fair.
And if Moore goes 2 tight ends, if he just goes a jumbo to start, that's really going to open some shit up, I feel. So,
we will see some disgusting Michigan play. I have nothing in this game. This will be on one of the main screens, though, in the quad box situation. I'm excited for this one.
You know what? Can I just vent for a little bit?
Go ahead.
Let
it out.
I love how it's like big kickoff at noon, and they end up kicking off at like 12:25.
Yeah, that's Fox for you. Fox is the worst when it comes to like football. They do more than anyone else. They do my biggest pet peeve, where it's like commercial kickoff commercial.
That's your biggest pet peeve in life?
I hate it, dude. So like you score a touchdown, commercial. Pretty long commercial after a touchdown. Come back, get a kickoff. All you see is the kickoff. Now it's a commercial.
My biggest pet peeve is when those self-checkout lines at the grocery store when someone takes a cart that has way too much shit on it and they take forever in it. That's my biggest pet peeve.
That's a good one too. It should be like a 10 items or less thing.
I'd go 20. You know what I mean? Like 20 or less.
20 would be decent.
Yeah.
Game number 2, maybe perhaps an even more exciting game. Arkansas at Oklahoma State. The Cowboys, Oklahoma State are 10-point home favorites. Over-under is 61.5 plus 300 on the money line for Arkansas. Now, I wish Chase was here so we could talk about it. Arkansas pitched, I don't care if it was against Pine Bluff. They pitched a perfect game. They showed improvement. Oklahoma State, though, looking pretty good week 1.
Pretty good. There's nothing I can do here. I like this Oklahoma State team. I'm invested on Ollie Gordon to win the Heisman. I'm invested on them to win the Big 12. Do you trust Petrino's offense? Do you trust Arkansas? There's a reason why Pittman's one of the favorites to be the first coach fired behind Napier from Florida. So I want nothing to do with this game. This is just going to be a sit back, learn. Hopefully Ollie Gordon has a good game.
This is going to be one that I'm going to have definitely on a main screen. I'm very excited to see how this game unfolds. I want to see Arkansas put up. I want them to have a lot of fight. I don't want them to give up. That's what I'm looking for this season, to see if Sam Pittman still gets to keep his job. If I see any give up in this Arkansas Razorbacks team, get him the hell out of there.
What does Pittman have to do to keep his job? 7 wins?
Probably just make a bowl game. 6?
Just make a bowl game.
Yeah, I think 6. I think 6 he keeps his job.
Well, doesn't Calipari being there raise the standards, though?
For basketball?
No. Well, I'm just saying basketball. Like, if your basketball team's expected this.
Not this year. I don't know. I think bowl game. Because they were really bad last year.
Okay.
I think Bolity keeps his job, but you got to show improvement next year.
Okay.
I think that's where we're at. Also, 11 a.m. Central Time. This is a great slate of games. Kansas State at Tulane. The K-State Wildcats are 8.5-point road favorites, over under of 47, plus 270 on the money line for the Green Wave. For those of you who might remember, this is the, I think, second part of a home and home from, 22? I believe. Where Tulane came to Kansas State, came to Manhattan, and beat their ass.
Nothing. Do you trust this Kansas State quarterback? I'm not hyped up on him.
I don't understand what you don't like about Avery Johnson. What don't you like about him?
Can't throw the fucking ball.
He can throw the ball fine.
And this is a big number to be laying, dude. I want nothing.
This is a huge number to be laying. I would maybe sprinkle Tulane if this was the same Tulane from a few years ago.
And yeah, 100. Oh, dude, even if they had the last year's coach Fritz, I'd be.
Oh yeah. But I still kind of lean Tulane, but I'm not. I'm staying away. This is another one where you will learn. This is an education game. Speaking of which, 11 a.m. also, Georgia Tech at Syracuse. The Yellow Jackets are 3-point road favorites. Over under of 60.5 plus 124 on the money line for the Orange. Erik again.
Okay, I took Syracuse here +3. Let's just look at the travel spot here. Ireland. Travel to Atlanta. Now you're traveling to Syracuse in northern New York. That's a lot of stuff for these young guys. Even if it was a professional team, that is a lot of travel to start the season. Now, you're coming off with this win over Florida State, which is getting less and less and less and less and less impressive every single week. Georgia State had the ball not once, not twice, 3 times inside the Georgia Tech 10 and scored 3 points. And they fumbled inside their 10 to give Georgia Tech 7 points. That score is a lot closer than people realize. Conference dogs in the ACC getting 2.5 or more points, 56% against the number. The way to beat Tech is to attack their secondary. I think McCord is going to be able to do that. And this is going to open up stuff in the running game because Georgia Tech, well, that's another thing. Is Georgia Tech good against the run? Florida State was supposed to have this good offensive line, and Georgia Tech is grading out good defending the run because of Florida State, but this grade keeps dipping because Florida State's been dog shit to start the year. I think Barron and the Syracuse defensive line is going to be able to limit the Georgia Tech rushing attack. I think it's a tough spot. At 3 or higher, I'm taking the Syracuse. Give me Syracuse here +3.
God, I'm so happy that Syracuse is still like that feisty team. I was worried they were going to lose that. I'm rooting for them hard.
I think they can get it done. Upgrading coaching. I think.
Shut the fuck up about Dino Babers! But you're right.
I mean, upgrading coaching. I like it.
Colin McCord's going to be good for them.
Oh, huge upgrade.
Huge upgrade at quarterback. This is going to be a great game. This one will not be. Bowling Green at Penn State. Penn State is a 34.5-point favorite with an over-under 49.5. They don't even offer a money line. I took something in this one, and it's not Penn State minus 34.5. I took Penn State's team total over 41.5 here. I think they're just gonna put up points. Penn State they're in domination mode right now. They want to just dominate against these kinds of teams.
Yeah.
And
for style points.
Yeah, style. You got to have the style points. And I'm just, if you are a Penn State fan, just watch this one to be intrigued by how the offense looks still. It's a very fun offense this season. And
their quarterback looked good.
Dude, I think maybe higher of the offseason, Andy Kotelnicki.
Oh, 100%. And
right?
I'm just going to say this for those that bet on college football. That steam was all because it was McAfee steam. McAfee went to it was, dude. Think of all the money that came on because all these kids Pat McAfee. I mean, dude, just be careful who you listen with, guys. That's all I'm going to say. Penn State's legit.
Now on to games that I wish were being played, 3 or 4 years ago. Troy at Memphis. Memphis is an 18.5-point home favorite. Over under a 56 plus 675 on the money line for Troy.
This is a big game for my Troy under, buddy.
This is a big one.
I feel if this one is here, I can just write that one as a win.
I think you should. Memphis should easily win this one. Memphis is still trying to vie for a playoff spot.
They should.
Everyone's going to be talking about Boise State. Memphis is still they're sneaky.
They're sneaky, and I don't know. I'm not doing anything in this game. Just kind of hanging 10 and see what happens.
Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. The Bearcats of Cincinnati are 2-point home favorites. Over under 62.5 plus 110 on the money line for Pitt. Damn it, I wanted to take Pitt here.
Yeah.
I wanted to. I didn't, but I wanted to.
Sometimes the best bet, Jim, is no bet.
And you'll remember, folks, last week, I think there was 2 or 3 games that I wanted to but didn't take.
Yeah.
I think both those would have cashed last week. So, kicking myself in the butt, but I'm staying true to my gut. I'm not overextending. I'm not forcing anything. I felt like last year I forced a lot. I'm not forcing anything this year.
And that's why I'm proud of you.
Jeff is right. Pitt and Cincy will be a dumpster fire. That's not a good game. Army at FAU. The Florida Atlantic Owls are 2.5-point home favorites. Over under 43 plus 114 on the money line for Army.
I have something in this game. There's a simple rule in betting. You take Herman as a dog, you fade him as a favorite. 44.2% as a favorite. A favorite of 3.5 or more dips all the way down to 41.7% ATS. We look at Monken, the coach of Army, as a dog, 56.9% ATS when he's getting 3.5 or more, all the way up to 63.9%. Fancher, the quarterback for FAU, got banged up against MSU. Insanely limited in practice, but he is going to play, so he's not 100%. Army has the advantage in the trenches, especially with their D line versus FAU's offensive line. They will be able to get to Fancher, and the way to exploit this Army defense is in the back four. Fancher's awful. Fancher legitimately could be a bottom 25 starting quarterback in Division I football. He is bad.
He's a bottom 3 slider in college football.
And he's not going to be able to take advantages of the issues that Army has in the back four. How much is our FAU really going to be ready for this triple option? We need to remember Army, they tried to switch it. Now they're back to the traditional triple option. Very tough to defend against. I like Army +4 here. I know people are going to say something with the heat, but looking at the weather down in Miami, it's not going to get hot. It's not going to get to that high humidity point till later in the day. Plus, this is Army. If there's a team from the north that's going to travel down south that I'm not worried about, it's going to be Army and Navy just because of how much training and how in shape these kids are. So I'll take Army here +4.
So you got +4, Erik, over on DraftKings. It's 2.5 now. Do you still like it at 2.5?
I still take it at 2.5, man.
Okay.
Look at me, dude. Uncle Rico, the sharp camper.
Okay. I am wondering how many games Herman can lose this year to avoid maybe being a hot seat candidate for next year.
I mean, but again, the question comes, who do you get?
I know, but I feel like FAU's in this weird spot. This is me just projecting and not knowing. Like, Lane Kiffin wasn't that long ago. And they were dominant.
And that's Kiffin, though. Kiffin's legit, man.
He is legit. I thought Herman was legit. He was great at Houston. He was. He was good at Houston.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
That's why I thought he would return to that. I thought Texas was like its own monster, and that wasn't all Herman's fault. But maybe I was wrong.
Tough to win there.
Rhode Island at Minnesota. Minnesota 24-point favorite, over under 45.5, plus 1,500 on the money line for Rhode Island. Congratulations, Minnesota. You at least get a win. They look ugly, dude. This offense is ugly for the Gophers.
What comes from what I was told, there's a lot of internal issues because Fleck really wanted the UCLA job.
I believe that. Sports Facts chiming in. Rhode Island has a football team. Delaware has 2 of them.
Good old Delaware.
Merrimack at UConn. The Huskies of UConn are 15.5-point favorites, over under 45.5, plus 525. Fuck around and watch out, UConn. Merrimack's gonna kick your ass if you don't play. If you don't.
Are you betting this game, Big Dog?
No, I'm not touching this one. I ain't touching this one. Please no. Speaking of not touching, McNeese State at Texas A&M. A&M needs this one. They need that neck crack game. They're gonna lay it out on them, and it will trick some of the fan base for thinking Connor Wigman is a good quarterback.
It wouldn't surprise me if we see the other kid, man. It literally.
We'll see him for a little bit. I think they're on Wigman though. I think they're standing by him.
If you're the booster that kicked into the NIL program, watching that Notre Dame game, how pissed off are you?
I think you just understand this is Texas A&M and it's just more of the same.
Oh man, like that was bad, dude. Like literally, and like to make things worse is Notre Dame was missing offensive linemen, and they had 6 career starts of freshman left.
So, like, as bad as Connor Wigman played, I would be more upset with the defense for Texas A&M.
It was just brutal from all fronts. But I mean, my one thing about this though is like when you have teams like that with an elite defense and brutal offense, the guys in the fence start to get frustrated and they start to take more gambles just because they feel that's what they need to do in order for your team to win.
Sometimes it works out, though.
Yeah.
Just ask any Iowa fan for the past 3 years. Tennessee Tech at Georgia, 1 p.m. Georgia, Erik, guess the spread.
55.
Yeah, attaboy. Erik's on top of this. It is 55-point spread, over under of 64. I guess they think Tennessee Tech's going to score. How soon do they get the backups in for Georgia?
Third quarter.
I might say sooner. It's going to be a rough one. Missouri State, Ball State. Ball State is only a 2.5 point. Let's make some money chiming in. Tennessee Tech, second half, and the second half under. Ooh.
I mean, I can see that, dude, just because they're going to pull their starters. The only issue with that is
I think Georgia's backups could still lay like the wood.
The only issue is it could be like the running clock situation, like Arkansas did with Arkansas Pine Bluff.
I just think Georgia's backups could still lay the wood on a lot of these teams.
That's true. That's true.
Missouri State, Ball State. Ball State is a 2.5 point favorite here. Over under 53.5, plus 110 on the money line. You're not feeling the FCS versus FBS upset?
No, nothing.
So in week 1, Erik, we only got one FCS win over an FBS. And that was Montana State, the favorite.
That was one of my plus 400 dogs in New Mexico that lost. Thanks for the reminder, buddy.
2:30, Erik. Here we go. Iowa State at Iowa. The Cyhawk game. El Asico. Iowa is a 3-point favorite in this one. Over under of 36, plus 120 on the money line for the Cyclones. Erik took something in here. I wanted to get on this under for Chase. I know Chase will be betting this under. So in solidarity, everyone should bet the under.
Campbell is a dog, 61% ATS on the road. Iowa State returning 19 starters. Their quarterback, Rocco Beck.
Yeah, Rocco Beck.
I think he's going to be able to handle this Iowa D. Iowa, 6 points. 6 points first half against Illinois State. Iowa State has one of the better defenses in the country. Will McNamara be able to look good against it? I don't know. And if that happens, is Big Kurt going to start panicking and saying, let's go back to start running the ball?
Spoiler alert, Erik. In this game, no quarterback and no offense will look good.
Okay.
I don't care how good, like even when Iowa's had a good offense or Iowa State's had a very fun team, this game is always ugly.
Is that me or you?
What?
I hear music.
It's not me. You got something open? You got a window open, Erik? Iowa and Iowa State not to score a touchdown. What are those odds? Ooh. Let me look it up. Let's see if I can find.
All right. I had the ESPN Scores app open and an ad started playing.
I was wondering.
I'm sorry. Lack of professionalism here.
I hate the Lakers. No touchdown score in the game is plus 3,000.
Oh, dude. Just fucking...
Plus 3,000, no touch. But you can also do Iowa State defense anytime touchdown at plus 850. Or the Iowa defense at plus 550. No touchdown score at plus 3,000 is interesting. So you took Iowa State in this one, yeah?
Yeah, I took Iowa State here plus the points. My thing is Iowa, they're replacing Harris and Cooper Giallen in the back four. They let them in. They're their best DBs. I think Batch is going to be able to exploit that. And Lester wants to install this completely different offense. If the offense isn't looking good against this Iowa State defense, which is good, is Big Kirk going to panic? Are they going to go back? You know what I mean? And who's McNamara? McNamara is brutal.
Oh, no, dude. What they had last year was brutal. McNamara is mad.
He was brutal at Michigan.
He was at Michigan. Brutal's a strong word. He is not good. Cade McNamara is not a good quarterback. Brutal is a strong word.
He's in the same category as Connor whatever from Texas A&M.
Wegman?
Yeah, Wegman.
They're both better than Spencer Petras.
They're both better than Fancher. I'll give them that. But
yeah. That's brutal.
I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna take Iowa State. I think their defense. I think this is the time Campbell's gonna get the win over Big Kurt. I'll take Iowa State here. I got him at +3.
I respect it. This would either way. I could twist this outcome either way. I actually have both these teams. I have bets on Iowa to make the playoffs, and I have Iowa State winning the Big 12. So I can spin zone this game any way I just about want to.
Mm-hmm.
And I will have this one on because this is some disgusting football that is premium. Premium watch. 2:30. Baylor heading to Utah. Utah's a 15-point home favorite, over under 54.5, plus 525 on the money line.
Here's my question to you. Is there a better football team than Baylor? Not than Baylor, than Utah that is under the radar right now?
Probably not. Just
no one. They're just kind of there. No one really seems to be talking about them. Just kind of going through the motions. Hey, we're here, whatever.
Ooh, let's make some money taking the under 13.5 in Iowa State. I like that. Yeah, Utah's just they're chugging. And they haven't really played anyone yet. I just think Cam Rising, he's a good quarterback. He's a good college quarterback. This Utah team, fantastic defense, and maybe like not even sneakily one of the top 5 hardest places to play.
That's going to be the playoff matchup I want. I want Utah against Notre Dame. Just because, hear me out. Rising was supposed to go to Notre Dame, backed out, stayed at Utah, and then Notre Dame got Riley Leonard instead.
I know it's probably unlikely, but the best case scenario for me would be if Utah didn't win the Big 12, got in as an at-large over, like ahead of Notre Dame, and then we got a playoff game in Utah.
That'd be great.
I think I'm so excited for like the first round home field playoff games.
Those are going to be completely different. And like, I will say this: if Miami gets in and they play someone that has pressure, I'm going to be fading the fuck out of Miami.
Miami gets to play at Penn State.
Oh my god, dude! Minus 21.5.
At 2:30, also Cal heading to Auburn. The Auburn Tigers are 10.5-point home favorites, over under 54, plus 330 on the money line. And you know what? I'm staying true to my word. I bet in a Cal game every week. This one wasn't even hard. Cal should have beat them last year. I know that it was at home, but whatever. Give me Berkeley. Give me Cal. Plus 10.5 here. And sprinkle a little bit on that money line. I got it at plus 350. This team is dangerous, damn it. Dangerous. You don't fuck around with Cal.
You know what, dude? You should make a t-shirt.
You don't fuck around with Cal.
And that's all it says. You should literally make a t-shirt. Me, you, and Chase have been talking. We need to get some merch going. That should be one of our first ones. Don't fuck around with Cal and that grinder, whatever it was. That's what you should put on the picture of the front of the t-shirt.
Oh, the sandwich spot?
The sandwich spot. Whatever it was.
Can we get sponsored by them? Can I get sponsored by them somehow?
Just slide into their DMs. Hey, what's up? You may not know me, but I always hype you guys up.
Can you sponsor me, not with money, but with like gift cards to your establishment, so that by the chance, if I ever find myself back in Berkeley, California, I could just get a sandwich?
Just to kind of back what you were saying before, looking at Wilcox as a dog, 65% ATS. When he's a road dog, Jim, 61.5%. So the guy does cover on the road. The guy's just a cover machine.
Yeah, I love taking Wilcox as a dog. South Carolina versus Kentucky. Kentucky is a 9-point home favorite, over under 41.5, plus 275 on the money line for the Gamecocks, who almost lost to ODU.
ODU should have won that game, dude. ODU had some turnovers. Yeah.
I wanted to take, all that being said, I did want to take South Carolina plus 9, because I don't know if I love Kentucky this year.
Yeah.
I
totally agree with you. I wouldn't. To me, that's the only play you can make on this team.
I think if you're going to bet this game, maybe bet the under, because I will trust Kentucky's defense to an extent.
Does Stoops ever leave Kentucky?
No, probably not. I think he retires pretty soon. I think that's maybe in their blood. He might do the same thing that Bob did and just retire so he can enjoy his years.
You think he's going to retire?
I think he'll retire in Kentucky. I'm not saying retire this year, but I think sometime soon he'll retire.
Like what, 5 years?
How old is he?
I just no idea.
Let's see. How old is he? How old is Mark Stoops? Mark Stoops is 57. So I give it, within 5 years, he's gone.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's a take I have. I think he retires in Kentucky, though. I don't think he leaves. Northern Illinois at Notre Dame. Notre Dame is a 28-point favorite, over under 46, plus 2,000 on the money line.
20.5 was my buy-in. Like, if this got to 28.5, granted it was a 20.5, opened up at 28.5, now it went to 28 and the markets just stayed still, I'm not getting involved. If this gets up to 28.5, totally in on NIU. NIU does have the people in the trenches to be able to move the ball, I feel. And look, Notre Dame, for all purposes, they're basically in the college football playoff right now.
They have what is it? USC?
Yeah, and they don't want to lose a key member. If they're up 24-3, 21-0 in the fourth, I think they're going to pull Leonard fast. So
yeah.
20.5 is my buy-in.
Just so you're aware, Erik, they don't have a road game until October 19th.
Yeah.
And then, you know what? After that, they don't have a road game until USC. A true road game. There are two neutral sites in there. This schedule is and with Florida State looking the way that they do.
Yeah.
This schedule is so fucking cake. Notre Dame has to be in the playoffs.
It sucks, but
if they don't, then this is an incredibly disappointing season.
Oh wait, don't they play at Purdue next week?
Yeah, but that's not a true road game. Because they're still close to West Lafayette.
I mean, and they got Louisville on at the end. Stanford is tough with the offense they play.
Yeah, but it's a bye week. Georgia Tech's interesting. It's not cake, but it's pretty damn easy. It should make the playoffs easy.
You got Navy between Georgia Tech and Florida State. Army between UVA and USC. There is some possible hiccup spots here.
They shouldn't, though.
Yeah, they shouldn't, but there's possible.
Michigan State at Maryland. The Terps are 8.5-point home favorites, over under 44.5, plus 270 on the money line. As Bobby said, MSU straight up. But this is
I want nothing to do with this game. I mean, there's going to be with the young quarterback, the freshman quarterback, there's going to be times when you look back and you are hyped as a Spartan fan. Then there's going to be times you look back and you're like, what the flying heck was that? First road game, Maryland. Look, is Maryland the toughest place to play? No. Could he be thrown to the wolves more? Yes. But it's still a collegiate quarterback's first road game, and it's a conference game. I want nothing to do. I'll be rooting for Michigan State.
I think Michigan State covers. I'm not going to bet it, but I think they cover. I think they keep it close, but I do think Maryland wins. I think this is a good test of just maybe not environment, but team, especially when you're playing someone like Maryland early, who usually they dominate in the month of September. This is a very intriguing matchup. Educational. You're going to learn a lot about Michigan State here.
Educational. I like that.
It's educational week 2. Jacksonville State versus Louisville. Louisville Cardinals are 29-point home favorites, over under 56.5, plus 2,000 on the money line. You won't learn anything about Louisville in this one.
No. I want nothing to do.
29 is a lot of points, but also they looked not good last week. They looked real rough in week 1.
I want nothing to do with this game. I'm not the biggest guy on this Louisville team. I want nothing to do.
2:30, Charlotte, the Clit heading up to North Carolina. North Carolina is a 22-point home favorite, over under 48, plus 1,100 on the money line for the 49ers. We need to, it's a thermometer, but instead of gauging the temperature, you're seeing how much disrespect Biff Poggi could take before Charlotte gets a win. They're going to get disrespected hard here.
Does he make it through the season?
Yeah, I think so.
You think he does?
I think so.
Okay.
Maybe next year gets fired. Well, this is what, year 2, year 3?
Yep.
Yeah, I think he makes it this season.
Okay.
I feel like you'd be a big Biff Poggi guy, Erik.
I'll tell you what. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You know who I am a big fan of? We got Eastern Michigan going to Washington. The Huskies are 25-point favorites, over under 49, plus 1,300 on the money line. God, I wanted to take Eastern Michigan here. I wanted it so bad.
Nothing.
I wanted to take it. I love this Eastern Michigan team. They play hard.
Nothing at all.
God. I didn't get there, but I wanted to. Temple at Navy. Navy is a 13-point home favorite, over under 42.5, plus 370 on the money line. Maybe take the under. Don't love anything in this game, though.
Historically speaking, Service Academy struggle laying big points.
It's Temple, dude.
That being said, it's Temple.
Yeah, like, if this was almost any team other than Temple, I could probably get behind it. I think Temple's... I'm not going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say Temple might be the worst team in FBS. Might be. They're at least a bottom 3.
Temple might be the worst team.
Speaking of which, UMass at Toledo. Toledo is an 18-point home favorite, over under 51.5, plus 700 on the money line. No, don't want anything to do with this game. This is a future check out UMass for the MAC sort of game. But no, thank you. We have a fantasy football question for you, Erik, I assume. Pickens or David Montgomery or Eckler?
Jesus. Give me a minute.
No! Right now, off the top of your head. I'll give him a minute. I'll keep going. South Dakota.
You're going Montgomery.
Okay, that's who I bet. That's who I went with as well. Oh, with Montgomery. South Dakota at Wisconsin. Wisconsin's a 20.5-point home favorite, over under 47, plus 1,100 on the money line. This one's intriguing. South Dakota's a good FCS. Wisconsin's offense still getting geared up and ready to go.
The thing is, though, we talked about it. Wisconsin's offense needs those big wide receivers, those playmaking wide receivers, and they just don't have it. They're trying to fit a square peg in a round hole with the offense they're running.
Dude, South Dakota could fuck around in this game. If it was 21, I'd be on it, but that's a maybe take, South Dakota there. Speaking of FCS over FBS potential upsets, Idaho at Wyoming. Wyoming is a 7.5-point home favorite, over under 42.5, plus 250 on the money line. Were we wronger about any team more than Wyoming?
I mean, in fairness, Josh Allen looked brutal his first game, but Jesus Christ, they looked fucking bad, man.
They looked bad.
I mean, but the thing is, the wheels just kind of fell off, man. They fell off fast, dude.
I feel
really fast.
I feel like in this game, people will be taking a look at both teams last week. How Idaho was in it with Oregon. How Wyoming got dominated by ASU. And a lot of people will take Idaho for a potential get-right spot for Wyoming. Idaho's a good FCS, though.
Here's my thing, dude. We need to, do we have Idaho's letdown after playing Oregon tough, with Oregon going very vanilla? Wyoming played so bad it can only go up from there.
That's true.
Oh, dude. I mean, look, it is what it is, man.
Erik's been a Wyoming guy for a minute.
I've been a Wyoming guy for a minute. They just their offense isn't built to come from behind. It's just not. You had an early pick, quick 3 and out, and a score. They're down 10 quick, and if they're not built to do that,
No.
the game was over fast there. They probably bounce back. They probably get a win, but laying points, I just can't do it yet.
Duquesne at Boston College, BC, 34.5 point favorite, over under 52.5. Maybe take Duquesne just for the potential letdown factor, but no touch.
I had 35. If I got 35, that's where I wanted.
Really?
Yeah.
I liked it. UTSA, Texas State. It's a 1 point spread, basically a pick 'em. Over under 58.5. Erik, the fun part about this season, some little bit about this one has some playoff implications.
This is a huge game for playoffs. UTSA, even though they won, did not look good. Texas State's defense looked effing putrid. What is going to give? I think Texas State is a better team. I think they're going to be able to run the ball. I'm on fairness. I'm on their win total. I'm on them to win the Fun Belt. I just think UTSA has lost too much. I think Texas State, I think guys are just going through the motions. I think we're going to see a better effort, but I didn't bet it. If I were to bet it, I'd probably take Texas State.
Sneaky. This could be like a sneaky game of the day.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this game will be exciting. There's a lot of implications going into it. This is a big, like, bonus of the expanded playoffs, is the fact that this already, week 2, this game has UTSA, Texas State, there's playoff implications.
100%
That's awesome.
Implications. Early in the season.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Middle Tennessee at Ole Miss. Ole Miss. Erik, you probably know the spread. I was going to tell you to guess it, though.
63.5.
No, 43.5. Off by 20 points. Over under is 62.
Embarrassing.
Embarrassing for Ole Miss. I mean, I take Ole Miss probably. This is the kind of game where they just roll and dominate.
Yeah.
Shout out, Jeff. Appreciate you. We are hard and fast. That is my MO. I've been called that many times. Hard and fast. Marshall at Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is a 20.5 point home favorite, over under 52.5, plus 850 on the money line. And the people are saying, Erik, the Herd do not have the juice anymore.
What are they saying?
The Marshall Thundering Herd do not have the juice. This
Coach should
team
get fired,
is
dude.
lackluster. He
Coach
might get fired.
Yeah.
This team should be way better. The way Virginia Tech looked and still being a 20.5 point favorite over Marshall, disgusting. 5 p.m., East Carolina versus ODU. Old Dominion is a 1.5 point home favorite, over under 54.5, plus 100 on the money line. Do we believe in the Pirates?
I wanted ODU here. ODU was at 2.5. I was like, okay, this gets to 3. I'm going to take it. This has just been dropping. Drop. I can't do it.
Yeah, ODU's a 1.5 point home favorite now.
They should have won. They literally should have beaten South Carolina, but that's just an overreaction. I want nothing to do it.
The question to you then is, does that say more about ODU or does that say more about South Carolina?
I mean, still, they were on the road. You know what I mean? In South Carolina, playing against Rocket Sanders, elite running back, going to be in the league, and we're able to keep him in gear. This ODU team is good. I just can't trust them to win with margin, so I'm not doing anything right now.
South Alabama at Ohio. South Alabama is a 2 point road favorite, over under 57, plus 105 on the money line. And I'm pulling it! A team going up north, playing in the MAC. Give me Ohio on the money line, plus 105. Give me the Bobcats, straight up. Straight up here. Maybe this is an overreactive line for South Alabama, looking really not good in week 1. But I do not care. I would have taken Ohio no matter what. Give me Ohio here.
I agree 100%.
Both teams stink. Give me the team.
I wanted 3 though.
That's fair. South Bama looked bad. They did. Central Michigan, Florida International, the airport. Central Michigan Chips are 5-point road favorites, over under 51.5, plus 160 on the money line for FIU. I believe Erik has something here.
I took FIU here plus 5.5 and plus 185. Again, I feel this is an overreaction to when CMU beat Central Connecticut State University of the Blind last week. Lapis, who couldn't get on the field for Iowa, played in their bowl game, but literally McNamara went down and he couldn't get on the field last year at Iowa. FIU did play Indiana tough. That score is a lot closer than people realize. There was a late 60-yard touchdown run by Indiana in the fourth quarter when the game was already decided. That made the cover possible for Indiana. Brutal beat if you had FIU. I feel that with the offensive line that FIU has, they're going to be able to protect Jenkins. And we haven't seen Central Michigan play a quarterback like Jenkins, a running back like Joseph, that they're going to be able to have to chase down and limit. And then when you factor in at kickoff time, upper 80s was 79% humidity.
Yeah.
And now granted, it's been hot in Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant has been in the 80s, but there's North America hot, and then there's Miami hot. And this is Miami hot. I think this heat and the heat elements are just going to wear out this Central Michigan team. I like FIU. You like FIU. We're both on their over 4.5. I think this is where they get their first win. I'm taking FIU here plus 5.5 and plus 185 on the money line.
For a lot of the same reasons, I wanted to get there, just staying away myself, but I respect it. I like your pick here, Erik. So Miami hot versus like Michigan hot. So is like a Michigan 8 like a Miami 4?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sports Fact saying, okay, CMU minus 5.5 then. Hey, that's just because I wanted to get there. I'm not betting it, so I'm not mushing it. So it's only when we're all on the same thing together, like we were with Florida last week.
Dude,
we can't all, if we're all
Ward rolling out, throwing across his body, fucking darts.
If we are all three of us on the same pick, fade us. But if it's just one or two of us and the other one's on something else or not playing, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Bro.
Florida A&M at Miami. Miami's a 44.5 point home favorite, over under 55. We don't need to talk about this one at all. Miami will roll.
Yep.
Albany, West Virginia. Good get-right spot for West Virginia. I will say this. My mega whale play of the day. West Virginia money line at minus, what is that? 100,000? Yeah, minus 100,000.
Is that your mega whale play?
Yeah, I will be betting $100,000 to win $100,100. Oh my God! Why do they even offer that? Gardner Webb, James Madison, JMU's the 33-point favorite. JMU's take JMU. Whatever. Who cares? Who cares about anything right now? Who cares?
Who cares?
Sam Houston, UCF. UCF is a 21.5 point home favorite here, over under a 55, plus 850 on the money line. Interesting one. Sam Houston looked feisty in week 1.
Sam Houston, they have a quarterback too. I'm interested in Sam Houston. What was the spread here?
21.5.
Gun to my head, I took Sam Houston.
Yeah, gun to Erik's head, I would also take Sam Houston.
Not to your head, just to my head.
No. Gun to my head, I would take the over 55. South Florida at Alabama. Alabama is a 31-point home favorite, over under of 64, plus 2,500 on the money line here. I want to take Bama.
Really?
Dude, the revenge factor, all those players want to go hard.
I got nothing here. I just need South Alabama to keep this respectable. So that way I just bet them to win I bet them to win the AAC. I didn't bet them to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think you just bet them to win the conference.
Yeah.
Hey, if they keep it.
Because my thing was this is like, they could get boat race this game. So I don't. And if you get boat race, I don't think you're going to make it in. So I don't know. I want nothing to do with it. I will say this: props to. I don't know if you saw the video where the girl came and the Bama team had her score a touchdown on the field. Emotional stuff, but I want nothing to do with it. Yeah.
Damn. Kansas at Illinois. Illinois is a 4-point home dog. Kansas is a 4-point road favorite. Over under 57.5 plus 154 in the money line. And I'm doing it. I'm taking Illinois here. Home. Burt. I don't know, man. Kansas is good, but I think Illinois is feisty, and I think they get this done. I think they keep this one close.
What was the lines you got?
4. I got it 4.
Got it.
I think I got it at 4. Yeah, I got it at 4. So give me Illinois here. Maybe sprinkle, maybe, but I had that a little bit later in my round robin. I'm just gonna a little preview for that. Tulsa, Arkansas State. Arkansas State is a 7.5-point home favorite. Over under 64.5 plus 225 on the money line for the Golden
Real quick,
Hurricanes.
did you hear that it came out and said that the TD that Arkansas State scored to win it shouldn't have counted?
Yeah, so apparently what they do is the Sun Belt doesn't have their own replay team. They just use the same one as the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
They only looked at it when it went up for automatic review. They only looked to see if his foot got in.
Yeah.
Not the fact that he dropped the ball. So, yeah, Arkansas State should have lost to Central Arkansas last week.
Oh, God.
I got there. I wanted to get there. I got there. Give me Tulsa plus 7.5. I did it. I don't care. This Arkansas State team they will be okay. Remember early on last year, their early season was abysmal, and then it took Butch Jones crying in front of his team to rally them together and kind of have a good swing the latter half of the season. He might have to do that again.
Butch Jones just start balling. Do you think Butch Jones is like, I never should have left CMU?
Maybe. He'd probably be living pretty nice if he never did.
I mean,
yeah, I'm on Tulsa plus 7.5, though. Give me the Golden Hurricane. Buffalo at Missouri at 6 p.m. Lawsuit because of that? Probably not.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. People sue all the time.
Probably not, though. I don't know. They got their money.
Yeah.
Buffalo versus Missouri. Missouri is a 34.5-point home favorite. Over under 52. Don't play it. Missouri will roll. They again, style points here. They want style points. Intriguing one, UAB at ULM. UAB is an 11-point road favorite. Over under 54.5 plus 300 on the money line for ULM.
I would want to play. I want ULM to win it just so we get Dilfer just having a meltdown. So so we have Dilfer coming up like how you are dressed to the post game news conference.
Just saying how ugly his wife looks.
And a Marlboro just out of his freaking mouth. Shot little glass of bourbon and just bitching about the world.
Are you trying to make me into a Trent Dilfer fan?
Yes, I am.
Okay, it's working. It's working. Louisiana at Kennesaw State. Louisiana is a 14.5-point road favorite here. Over under 46.5 plus 470 on the money line. Kennesaw State looked way better. Looked fucking way better than I thought they would week 1. I don't know if I want to touch them. Erik, I thought this team was going to be abysmal.
But with how they play, big numbers, stuff's always going to be close, dude.
Yeah, I'm not touching this one. Virginia at Wake Forest, basically a pick 'em. It's a 1-point spread. Over under 55.5. Give me Wake. In a game where two teams are kind of like, I'm not betting it. I'm not betting it.
Yeah.
But give me Wake because I'm not officially betting it, but I will bet it. It's not going to be on the sheet. I already have the paper made, but I give me Wake. Two teams like this that stink, that are close, give me the better coach. Give me Wake.
Okay.
San Jose State at Air Force. Air Force is a 3-point home favorite. Over under 44.5 plus 124 on the money line for San Jose State. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Georgia Southern heading out west at Nevada. Nevada is a 1-point home favorite. Over under 57.5.
I would be enticed by Nevada.
Yeah, Nevada's looked good. Chase, I would say, Chase would bet Nevada here. Team coming from the east, going west, crossing the Rockies. Nevada's an interesting pick here. I might end up rolling with a little Nevada too. William and Mary, Coastal Carolina. Coastal's a 15-point favorite. Blah, 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 blah. Go Coastal. They're going to win that one. Chattanooga, Georgia State here. Georgia State is a 10-point favorite here. Over under 54.5 plus 285 on the money line. Chattanooga coming off of a beatdown by Tennessee.
Oh, just huge beatdown.
Georgia State have anything here? Can they do anything?
They're on my bad list right now.
Okay. They're on Eric's shit list right now. Southeast Louisiana at Southern Miss. Southern Miss is a 14.5 point favorite. No, nothing enticing there. The Battle of Kentucky, Eastern Kentucky at Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky in a get-right spot after getting blasted by Alabama. 20.5 is a lot of points, though. Same thing here. Northern Colorado at Colorado State. It's a 28.5 point spread. Get-right spot for Colorado State. That's what I'll say. Speaking of get-right spots, Samford at Florida. Florida's a 37-point favorite here. All I'm going to say is dominate. They have, like, if you look bad against Samford,
yeah, you look bad.
You know what? Fine. I hate the Lakers. It's here. Colorado at Nebraska. Nebraska is a 6.5 point home favorite. Over under 55.5 plus 190.
Are you doing it?
Erik, I do not bet Nebraska because no matter which way I bet, I'm always wrong.
Oh, Jim.
I can't, dude. I will be watching this game tonight. I will be live streaming this game watching tonight. You want to see me almost die? You want to see me have a heart attack? Watch that stream.
So here's what it comes down to. Can Nebraska get to Sanders?
Well, like, North Dakota State was getting there. He's just so slippery.
Yeah, and can they contain him? Can they get and contain him?
I think our defense is better and has more dudes than North Dakota State. So I'm going to say yes.
I love what you said R. Like, you're, like, suiting up.
You're damn right I do, Erik.
You have
I suit up. Dude, I suit up in emotional pads and an emotional helmet every time Nebraska plays.
So, did you ever watch Friday Night Lights?
The movie. I never watched the show.
You never watched the TV show?
No, I never watched the show.
Yeah, you're kind of like, there's a scene where, like, there's this big fight, and then, like, the dorky walk-on kicker says, like, something, and he's like, it's just an honor to be in here with you guys. That's like you saying you're on the team right now, man.
No. I'm saying this team owes me for the emotional debt that I've given.
The emotional damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm an honorary member of the team because of this emotional damage. Tennessee, NC State. Tennessee's a 9-point road favorite, over under 60.
Jesus Christ, has this game bloomed? This game was at 6.5.
Yeah.
And we need to remember how it's listed. This is why it's important. You have to look where this is playing. Someone messaged me saying, oh, NC State at home getting over a tutty. Automatic bet. No. This is a neutral site. It's going to be half and half, probably, maybe even slightly lean toward Tennessee. Tennessee's offense did look good. Josh Heupel does look a little chunky. That's usually a tell that he has a good team. But look, NC State, that defense, you have a good DC, you have a good OC. I don't want anything to do with this game.
I think Tennessee's going to win the game. I think Tennessee looks way better. But NC State they got that weird deal in them to play these kinds of games close.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Western Michigan, Ohio State. You wanna fuck around with that one? It's a 37-point spread.
38 was my buy-in.
Oh, I respect that.
But I will say this, friend of the show, Brittany, I'm going to be texting so much shit to because she is a huge Ohio State fan.
I like it. Houston, Oklahoma, 27.5 points.
Nope, I want nothing.
Okay.
I could see Oklahoma running up the score, though.
I could very easily see that. Overreaction time. App State at Clemson. Clemson is a 16.5 point home favorite. Over under 52.5. Plus 600 on the money line. Do we overreact to what we saw week 1 from Clemson by saying like this offense is legitimately bad?
Yeah, you could.
And I did. Give me App State plus 16.5 here. They keep this close. They keep it exciting.
Did they even score last week?
Clemson?
Yeah.
They scored a field goal. 1 field goal. Or 2. They scored like 2 field goals.
Oh, man.
Give me App State to keep it exciting. Plus 16.5.
Oh, dude, I don't know, man. Like,
they're going to keep it exciting. App State plays in exciting close games.
Here's the thing. I just want somehow Clemson to face Miami and Clemson's pass rushers to be able to get to Ward because I don't want Miami in the playoffs.
The good news is Clemson can like play this one close and still. I still don't trust anyone in the ACC. So,
yeah.
I have Clemson winning the ACC. So whatever. Give me App State. Give me App State.
You like
Boise?
Really?
Dude, App State plays in close games. They're a feisty team. They live for this shit.
They live for this shit?
Yeah. Give me App State. And then the other overreaction bowl, Boise State at Oregon. Oregon is a 19-point home favorite, over under of 62, plus 700 on the money line. And I'm doing it. I'm not taking Boise State plus the 19, but what I am doing is I'm taking the Boise State running back. I am overreacting. Give me Ashton Genty over 90.5 rush yards.
I like it.
I also sprinkled a little bit on him to score the first touchdown at 10-1.
I like it.
Other than that, Eric, did you have any other plays?
That's all I got, my friend.
That's all I got, too. We could talk about Mississippi State, Arizona State. That's an exciting one. I think Arizona State kind of rolls, though.
Nothing.
Ooh, Sacramento State at Fresno State. Maybe a letdown spot for Fresno. 15.5 point spread.
There, I'd play Sac State first half.
Yeah, 15.5. If you're going first half, it is.
You got to pull up Jeff's comment, dude. I totally hope you do that.
Oh, I don't know if I have it. I don't know if I still have it. I had a Nebraska helmet that I wear for every game. But I need to find it. So before we get to the round robins, we do have, here are our picks. Erik is on Army +4, Syracuse +3, Michigan +7, and the money line. Iowa State +3, and Florida International +5.5, and the money line. I am on Cal +10.5 and the money line. Penn State's team total over 41.5. Ohio money line. Illinois +4. App State +16.5. Tulsa +6.5. And Ashton Genty over 90.5 rushing yards and first touchdown.
Woo!
Woo! It's a mouthful. Erik, do you have a round robin for the people?
I mean, my round robin is just basically every game I bet on and just the money lines. Nothing too fancy. It is, Michigan, Army, Syracuse, Iowa State, and FIU.
I like it. Here's mine. My round robin is Arkansas money line +285. Syracuse money line +125. Cal money line +350. Illinois money line +160. Altogether, that is a plus 10,035. So 100 to 1, basically.
Shoot, buddy.
The teaser did not hit last week, but it wasn't what he said was going to cause it to be wrong. The teaser this week, however, will hit. Here it is. Here's the teaser. Kansas State, I'm teasing from I'm teasing from -9 to -3.
Okay.
I am teasing Texas down from 6.5 to 0.5.
Okay.
They just got to win the game.
Oh.
Iowa State, I am teasing from +2.5 to +8.5.
Okay.
Nebraska, teasing from 6.5 to -0.5. And Tennessee, -8.5 to -2.5, +450. Where does it lose? Where does it lose? Tell me where this teaser loses. K-State, Texas, Iowa State, Nebraska, Tennessee. Let's make some money, says Tennessee blows it for me. I hate the Lakers, says Texas. Okay, let's get this written down in there. So, I-A-L. And let's make some money, said Tennessee. If you guys guessed that right, what we say, $10 free play?
$10 bet on whatever.
$10 bet on whatever. Sports Facts also says Texas. If you guess the correct leg of the teaser that ends it for me, $10 bet on whatever.
Whatever.
All right, folks. Erik, any parting thoughts on week 1?
Not many marquee games, only one quote-unquote marquee game. Going to learn a lot. An educational week 2, as our friend Jim just said.
Educational week 2. We will learn a lot this week. Once again, I will post these. Will be on Twitter, Facebook, all over. This is our picks. We'll see you guys next time for another exciting episode.
Real quick.
Oh.
Jeffrey says Texas.
Jeffrey says Texas. Okay. Also get Jeff in there. Thank you. All right, folks. We will see you next time for another episode of College Football Tailgate. Make sure you tune into the Colorado-Nebraska live stream tonight. Love you guys. Bye-bye.